What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your second stimulus check update. And we got a lot of things that are going to be happening this week. First things up is that the Problem Solvers Caucus bill is being demanded and gaining a lot more traction. And that's the number one bill we want to see pass. We might see it happen. But first, if you haven't yet, click the subscribe button down below. It's completely free to do so. This way you won't miss out on second stimulus check and news report updates. My wife and I do all the research for you every single day so we can bring you all the information in a quick, concise video. Help us reach our goal of 250,000 subscribers. We're getting pretty close. Thank you guys so much. You guys are amazing. And don't forget to hit the like button for us down below. It really helps out our channel. The Problem Solvers Caucus bill is gaining a lot of support and gaining a lot of momentum on getting that bill passed. That bill was comprised from a group of 50 different lawmakers from the U.S. House of Representatives, of which 25 were Democrats and 25 were Republicans. There's been a lot of social media presence tweeting Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell and also the Problem Solvers Caucus about supporting that bill and that Congress should actually draft that bill as a bill and vote on it, because that bill has not one but two stimulus checks of $1,200 and checks for dependents. I should say the second one would come now if they were to pass that bill, and the third one would actually be in March of 2021, about 6 months from now, if the pandemic continues, and not one but two more unemployment extension updates, that if we were to have the pandemic all the way into March of 2021, we would get another unemployment extension boost money then. And the one that would go on now would be for 13 weeks. The first 8 weeks would be $450 per week, and the next 5 weeks would be based on your income, but could go up to $600 per week. So there'd be 13 more weeks of unemployment extension update this year, and then another one next year if the pandemic continues. Also this week, the Senate is going to be voting on a bill to prevent a government shutdown. The government will shut down on Wednesday at midnight if they cannot pass this bill in the Senate. And of course, when do you think the Senate's going to vote on it? They're planning on voting on it on Wednesday, literally the day before the government will shut down if they can't pass this bill. And it's just like, dude, come on. That's like so typical of Congress. Like, let's wait till the last minute to pass everything. Also, Wednesday night at midnight, which is basically October 1st, is that the airlines, that's the deadline for them, that they cannot lay off employees or thousands of workers because they got government bailout money or government stimulus money from a previous stimulus package. When October 1st comes around, if they do not receive new money with new stipulations that you have to keep the employees on, they are set to lay off tens of thousands of employees, with the airlines currently being down by 85%. Their earnings or their revenue is down by 85% right now because people just don't want to travel unless they absolutely have to, because they don't want to catch the virus. They don't want to be sitting in airports, sitting in a plane, and that has caused the airlines to be down by 85% even now. So if the airlines also don't get more money through a stimulus package by Wednesday night at midnight, they will be laying off tens of thousands of people. And airline industry analysts say that many airlines could face bankruptcy in the near future if they don't receive more stimulus money. This stimulus money would likely be tied to a stimulus package that would include money for the Americans, the stimulus checks, the unemployment money, the money for small businesses. All that stuff is likely to be lumped into a stimulus package. And speaking of that, the Democrats are actually unveiling a package this week that is what the Democrats want from the next stimulus package. It's likely to come out and be $2.2 to $2.4 trillion, and this is probably going to have in there all the things we just said: the stimulus checks, the unemployment extension update, money for the airlines, money for small businesses, money for restaurants, also money for schools, money for states and cities, and also possibly money for rental assistance, which may help you pay your rent or your mortgage if you are in need of that. So we actually might see multiple different things that you can qualify for, basically free money from the government, rental assistance, stimulus checks, unemployment checks, if they can pass the next stimulus package. So we're going to have a lot of news coming out this week regarding stimulus news, the new stimulus package, the government shutdown. Will that happen? All sorts of things are going to happen this week. It's going to be a big week before Congress goes on recess again and goes back to their states to campaign for their election. Remember, not only the president is up for election this time, but every single person in the U.S. House of Representatives is up for re-election also. They only serve 2-year terms. So Nancy Pelosi and everybody in the House is up for re-election, and 1/3 of the Senate is up for re-election because they serve 6-year terms, and every 2 years they typically have about 1/3 of them up for re-election. And Mitch McConnell from the Republicans is up for re-election this time also. So it'll be interesting to see if Nancy Pelosi or Mitch McConnell can be reelected, because there's a lot of hate going out for both of them recently with stalling the next stimulus check. Also, the first presidential debate is set to be tomorrow in Cleveland, Ohio, and it's likely to be a very hot one. We'll have to see if they start throwing low blows at each other right away, or if they try to keep it more presidential. I will cover some of the highlights with you guys after that goes live, probably the next day, because it's probably going to be pretty late that night. But I will cover some of the highlights with you guys and have some commentary with you. I'm sure it's not going to be boring. Also, the president has renewed his call to have Joe Biden drug tested before the debates, with some strong words about the Democratic candidate. The president says, "I will be strongly demanding a drug test of sleepy Joe Biden prior to or after the debate on Tuesday night. Naturally, I will agree to take one also." His debate performances have been record-setting uneven, to put it mildly. He says only drugs could have caused this discrepancy. Like I said, if the debates get heated, they're going to be very interesting. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Do you think that the presidential candidate should have to take a drug test before the debates or before the election, and to make those results public? You know, that is a medical record, but let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. President Trump also officially nominated Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court. Despite the pleas and cries of pretty much all high-ranking Democrats urging him not to do it before the election, he basically just did it anyways and said nobody cares about what the Democrats think, or at least that's what he thinks. Amy Coney Barrett is a former law professor and reliably conservative federal appeals court judge for the past 3 years. She had been a frontrunner for the spot if Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg left the bench during Trump's presidency. The president says she is a woman of unparalleled achievement, towering intellect, and sterling credentials, and an unyielding loyalty to the Constitution. The president says, "I looked and I studied, and you are very eminently qualified for this job. You are going to be fantastic, really fantastic." She is actually a mother of 7, and I applaud her for having 7 children and being able to be a Supreme Court justice. I know for me, it's tough to get work done with just one child. You know, Julian is such a handful, and it's hard because, my wife has to basically take him and, take him out of the room so that I can record and you don't hear a screaming 2-year-old in the background. And then when my wife comes in to edit the videos and make the thumbnails and all the stuff that she does on the production side of these videos, I have to basically go and take Julian and let him run around somewhere where he can't be heard. heard. But I guess you can kind of, he can be in the area when she's editing. But I'll say 1 2-year-old is a handful. So my praise goes out to anybody that has raised multiple children. I'm not sure how you do it, but you are awesome if you did do it. So make sure you guys have subscribed down below. We're trying to reach our goal of 250,000 subscribers, and click the bell icon if you want to be notified when we go live. I will keep you guys updated with new information about the stimulus checks, unemployment extension updates, the election, and all the big news as it comes out. We typically have videos coming out at 10 a.m., 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will keep you guys updated. And don't forget to hit the like button for us down below. It really helps out our channel. You can click on these videos to watch my newest stimulus check videos next. And this video teaches you how to start a business selling products on Amazon FBA. I have students that have replaced their entire 9-to-5 income by selling products on Amazon, and I teach them how to do that. Click on one of those videos to watch them next. Thanks, and I will see you in the next video.